Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Fuad Hamid Rai, and I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to this topic which we are going to discuss today, and that is neonatal mortality rate. The neonatal mortality rate is a key outcome indicator for newborn care and directly reflects prenatal, intrapartum, and neonatal care. In addition, as infant mortality rates decline, the proportion of infant deaths that occur in the neonatal period typically increases. The neonatal mortality rate differs from the perinatal mortality rate in that it focuses only on deaths among live births and covers a longer period after birth. By the end of today's session, the participants should know about the following: neonatal period. Neonatal deaths is a worldwide issue, and I'll state the problem. The neonatal mortality rate, how neonatal mortality rate is calculated, and then I will do a comparison of neonatal mortality rate of Pakistan and its neighboring countries. And then we will discuss prevention of neonatal mortality, and finally we will conclude this session. As far as neonatal period is concerned, it commences at birth and ends on the 27th completed day after birth. It is further divided into two parts: the early neonatal period and the late neonatal period. And you can see how which days are covered in the early neonatal period and those which are covered in the late neonatal period. The first 28 days of life, the neonatal period, represents the most vulnerable time for a child's survival. In 2018, around 2.6 to 3 million deaths, or roughly 44 to 46% of all under 5 deaths, occurred during this period. This translates to 7,000 newborn deaths every day. The majority of the neonatal deaths are concentrated in the first day and week, with about 1 million dying on the first day and close to 1 million dying within the next 6 days. As I mentioned, that I will state what is the problem. The problem is that according to the World Health Organization, around 47% of the deaths among children under 5 were newborns in 2018. And these newborns fall in the neonatal period. Of the estimated 130 million infants born each year worldwide, around 4 million die in the first 28 days of life. Three quarters of neonatal deaths occur in the first week, and more than one quarter occur in the first 24 hours. Neonatal deaths account for 40% of deaths under age of 5 years worldwide. However, it varies from country to country, and in some countries it may be much more than 40%. Therefore, efforts to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals of reducing childhood mortality by two-thirds are focused on reducing neonatal deaths in high mortality countries. As far as neonatal deaths are concerned, majority of the world's neonatal deaths occur in Asia. Pakistan is among the top 10 countries. Pakistan has a neonatal mortality rate of 42 per 1,000 live births, and Pakistan accounts for 7% of the global neonatal deaths. Two-thirds of the world's neonatal deaths occur in just 10 countries, mostly in Asia. Pakistan is number 3 among these countries, with more than 200,000 neonatal deaths annually and a reported neonatal mortality rate of 42 per 1,000 live births. Pakistan accounts for 7% of the global neonatal deaths. You can see in this slide about the global average of neonatal deaths, which is 17.7 per 1,000 live births. And then in the other part, in which you see these horizontal bars, these show the regional values. These regions are the World Health Organization regions. The first is Africa, where you can see the neonatal mortality rate per 1,000 live births is around 27. Then we have the Eastern Mediterranean region, where it is around 25.9. Then the Southeast Asia region, where it is around 20.2. Then in the Americas, Western Pacific, and the European region. So you can just simply make the comparisons. This slide shows the global average of neonatal mortality rate and those of the different World Health Organization regions. And you can see the difference between the different regions. Before we go into detail, you need to know what is the definition of neonatal mortality rate. All of the deaths of live-born infants on or before 28 days postpartum constitutes neonatal mortality rate. And this is in a given year and is expressed per 1,000 live births in that year. Neonatal mortality rate includes all of the deaths of live-born infants on or before 28 days postpartum in a given year and is expressed per 1,000 live births in that year. Neonatal mortality rate is further divided into two. One is the early neonatal death rate, and the other is the late neonatal death rate. The early neonatal death rate includes deaths occurring on or before 7 days of age, and late neonatal death rate includes deaths occurring on or before 28 days of age. And both are expressed per 1,000 live births. The early neonatal death rate includes all deaths of live-born infants occurring before 7 days of age, and late neonatal death rate includes all deaths of live-born infants occurring on or before 28 days of age. And both are expressed per 1,000 live births. You need to understand it because this is the most important part of it. First, what is neonatal death rate, and then what is early, and then what is late neonatal mortality rate. How do we calculate neonatal mortality rate? So I'll be sharing the formula with you. This is the formula of calculating the neonatal mortality rate. And as you can see that we have the number of deaths of children under 28 days of age in a year multiplied by 1,000 and divided by the total live births in the same year. So this is how we calculate the neonatal mortality rate. And we've already discussed that the world average is around 17 per 1,000 live births, whereas the neonatal mortality rate of Pakistan is around 42 per 1,000 live births. Further, I'll discuss with you is the formula used for early and late neonatal mortality rates. But before that, I also need to mention that there are some data requirements. And the data which is required to calculate this rate is the number of neonatal deaths in a given population and reference period, and number of live births in the same population and reference period. In many countries, vital registration data are not sufficiently complete to allow reliable estimation of the neonatal mortality rate. The standard techniques for collecting data on live births and neonatal deaths in population based surveys have been widely applied in programs such as the World Fertility Survey and the Demographic Health Survey. Data quality is an important issue. Common problems include omission of deaths, particularly very early neonatal deaths, and heaping off the reported age at death on 7, 28, or 30 days. Heaping on these digits is particularly problematic because it will lead to the misclassification of early neonatal deaths at late neonatal deaths 7 days or late neonatal deaths as post neonatal deaths 28 to 30 days. Evaluators typically calculate neonatal mortality rate at a national or international level. They may also obtain subnational estimates if sample size are sufficiently large. The neonatal mortality rate is sometimes calculated at a facility level to monitor the outcome of delivery and newborn care in health facilities. Reliable estimates for individual facilities can only be obtained for very large facilities with large number of deliveries and neonatal admissions. Now moving on to the neonatal mortality rate, which is often broken down into the early and late neonatal mortality rates. The early neonatal mortality rate it is calculated as follows. Number of neonatal deaths 0 to 7 days into 1000 divided by the total number of live births during a year. And the late neonatal mortality rate is calculated using the number of neonatal deaths 8 to 27 days multiplied by 1000 and divided by the total number of live births during that period. Information on live births is generally thought to be easier to obtain than information on non live births and is more widely available because many population based surveys, such as the Demographic Health Survey, typically only collects information on live births. Early neonatal deaths are more closely associated with pregnancy related factors and maternal health, whereas late neonatal deaths are associated more with factors in the newborn's environment. Now, I hope you have very clearly understood that how do we calculate neonatal mortality rate, early neonatal mortality rate, and late neonatal mortality rate. Now we further proceed to comparing the neonatal mortality rates of Pakistan and its neighboring countries. In the next 5 slides, I will show you the neonatal mortality rate of Pakistan and compare it with the neonatal mortality rates of its neighbors, namely Afghanistan, India, Iran, and China. You can see in this slide the neonatal mortality rate per 1000 live births in Pakistan is presently 42. And if we compare it with the neonatal mortality rate of the WHO's Eastern Mediterranean region in which Pakistan falls, we are much far behind. In the Eastern Mediterranean, the average is 25.9 per 1000 live births. And if we compare it with the global, that is 17.7, we in Pakistan are much, much behind that. Comparing it with Afghanistan, Afghanistan shows better indicators than us, and in Afghanistan, the neonatal mortality rate per 1,000 live births is 37.1. Next comes our neighbor India, and India has further better the neonatal mortality rate, which is 22.7, and it also lags behind the region because India does not fall in the WHO's Eastern Mediterranean region. It falls in the Southeast Asia region. So the average of the Southeast Asia region is 20.2, and India is 22.7, and it is also behind the global average. Further, I compare it with Iran, which has much better indicators as compared to Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India. The neonatal mortality rate per 1,000 live births in Iran, Islamic Republic of Iran, is 8.9. So, what different they are doing from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India? They are much far ahead of all these three countries. This is something which we need to think. And unless we don't find out how they have achieved it, we won't be able to implement those plans which can reduce the neonatal mortality rate in Pakistan. Further comparing it with our last neighbor, that is China. China, although is a developing country or a transitional country which is in transition to become a developed country, has the best neonatal mortality rate in this among these five countries, and it is 4.3 per 1,000 live births. It is ahead of its region. It falls in the Western Pacific region of the World Health Organization, and the Western Pacific region's average is 5.8. And China's neonatal mortality rate is better than the average, it is better than the global average. So, again, we can learn a lot of things from China. Moving further, I will discuss with you some causes of neonatal deaths. Infection is the number one cause, and it constitutes around 36%. Then preterm births, 28%, and birth asphyxia constitutes 23%. All these causes account for 87% of the neonatal deaths worldwide. Since causes of neonatal death vary by country, and with the availability and quality of healthcare, understanding neonatal mortality in relation to these factors is crucial. The further causes of neonatal mortality are multifactorial, and these include low birth weight, postnatal asphyxia and atelectasis, birth injuries, congenital malformations and infections. In some developing countries, neonatal tetanus may account for 10% of all neonatal mortality, and then infections. Data available on neonatal deaths in Pakistan come primarily from hospital studies, which have a selective referral bias, or from communities in which the cause of death is rarely recorded. Information on pregnancy complications and other events before delivery is limited. Now we move on to measures for prevention of neonatal mortality, and I've listed a few which include provision of quality care, adequate training of staff, We need to improve staff competency. We need to make needed resources available, including equipment and medications, and immunizing all pregnant women. Without improved quality, increased healthcare coverage is unlikely to substantially improve perinatal and neonatal outcomes. Recent reports from Pakistan and other low resource settings indicate that substandard care, inadequate training, low staff competence, and a lack of resources, including equipment and medication, are all factors that contribute to neonatal deaths. It is likely that the quality of care will need to be improved if the neonatal mortality rate is to be substantially reduced. I therefore speculate that improvements in health system performance and ongoing clinical audits could reduce the high rates of adverse neonatal outcomes. At the end, while concluding, I would say that by now you are well aware what are neonatal deaths, how do we calculate neonatal mortality rate, and further calculating early neonatal mortality rate and neonatal mortality rate. I have compared Pakistan's neonatal mortality rate with its neighboring countries and also highlighted causes of neonatal deaths. At the end, I will like to say that the neonatal mortality rate may respond fairly quickly to programmatic interventions, for example, immunizing all pregnant women in areas of high tetanus prevalence. However, surveys based estimates are generally subject to relatively large sampling errors. So, it is impossible to detect changes over short periods of time unless the changes are quite large. Also, survey based estimates are often based on a 5 year period prior to the survey. Therefore, I recommend collecting survey based estimates of the neonatal mortality rate not more than every 3 to 5 years. One limitation of note is the neonatal mortality rate sensitivity to changes in the quality of data. For example, a rise in the neonatal mortality rate may indicate deterioration in newborn health outcomes, or it may indicate an improvement in the reporting of neonatal deaths. Therefore, assessing data quality is essential to analysis. Also, evaluators should interpret comparisons of facility based estimates of the neonatal mortality rate very carefully because the neonatal mortality rate in a facility is very sensitive to the case mix of deliveries and neonatal admissions. One should not interpret a higher neonatal mortality rate in one facility as suggesting that the quality of neonatal care is worse in this facility because the neonatal mortality rate may rise or fall in response to changes in the case mix. Additionally, improvements in the prenatal and intrapartum care and advances in medical technology may increase the neonatal mortality rate because babies who may otherwise have been stillbirths may survive delivery only to die in the neonatal period. For these reasons, we recommend that evaluators break down facility based estimates of the neonatal mortality rate by birth weight. And for that, the birth weight specific mortality rate is also very important. And by admission status, that is, direct admission or transfer in, as a proxy for case mix. With this, I conclude today's session. And as I always share a thought for the day with you folks, the thought of the day for today is that success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz and take care.